Hey, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tactical Tips brought to you by the Independent Dealer Podcast and our friends at Neo. Neo helps us underwrite our buy here, pay here deals. Jeff, you're using them, right? You're getting more deals done. You're writing better paper, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great tool. Little Birdie told me about to use a underwriting system to make sure that my deals are all structured just right. And speaking of little birdies and people that give us good advice, we got our good buddy Bret here this week.
How's it going, guys? Good to see you.
Good to see you. And Bret is the workout king. He is the early morning riser. He every convention we're at, he's there. He's getting that workout in, getting that burn in, and makes me look bad, but that's okay, Bret. I still love you, buddy.
Love you too.
But the thing we have Bret here about today is charity and giving and doing something, giving back. And Bret uses his workout to kind of go a different direction with this. He raises money. And please tell us about this charity and what's going on, Bret.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, kind of on a whim for my 40th birthday, I decided I was going to do something, the Goggins Challenge. A lot of people probably heard of him. It was invented by David Goggins, who is a ex-Navy SEAL, kind of special forces guy, and he does all these super crazy events. And so this event that he has is you basically run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours, and you do it without sleep. So over the course of essentially 2 days, over the course of 2 days, you run about 50 miles. And, just kind of as a, get myself back in shape and some personal accountability exercise, I started telling everybody on Facebook, hey, I'm going to do this thing. And I did it. And then what I did to make it personal was I attached it to 2 charities that are super important to me. One of them is Recovery Resources. It's an organization here in Ohio out of like Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, and another one called the Nord Center. And what they both do is they help people with like drug and alcohol addiction, mental health issues, which obviously, these things are, super common nowadays. And also they work really heavily with the veterans for suicide prevention. My son, Brandon, who is actually my nephew, kind of adopted, is with us because I lost my sister-in-law to a heroin overdose about 13 years ago. And, we were helping her through it and just, we didn't find the solution fast enough and we lost her to drug addiction. And then my sister's oldest son, Justice, was an Army veteran who we lost to suicide after coming home from Iraq and just kind of, dealing with personal issues and he lost that fight. So it was something that I carried a lot of personal responsibility and kind of guilt for. And so I decided I'm going to do this race, push myself as hard as I can, try and raise some money and see what happens. So that first year, my goal was $5,000 and we ended up raising 42. And that was enough. Yeah, that was enough for me to catch the bug. And I owe, my network at Buckeye and, all my friends around the country and you guys, a lot of responsibility for that. The donations came in from all around the country, and that led to me doing it a second time. And, as or may have known, a lot of people participated, clients, friends in the industry. Bill Elizondo actually ended up doing the entire thing with me virtually. So he was running at home and he completed the entire event with me. And last year, with only 2 weeks preparation, I was able to raise another almost $30,000, and it's just kind of grown and took on a life of its own. And now it's a much larger event this year.
Well, I tell you, that is such a great thing to do. And I know that people out there, there might be somebody out there that can do this with you virtually or sign up or give money to you, which would be even better. Bret, how do people help with this cause? I know there's other events around the country. People can do this as well. You can run marathons for charities. This is such a great way to get involved with a charity, but how can people help you?
Yeah. So, like you said, a bunch of different ways. If somebody wants to participate in the Goggins Challenge, I've set it up where, you can register with me either, in person, or do it virtually. You could do the whole event. We've set it up so that some people could create like a relay team, and do it and kind of raise money. And I've set up a GoFundMe the last couple of years. And so people have been kind of donating to that GoFundMe, and I'll, certainly provide you with the link. A lot of people, follow me on my personal page. But then locally here, Recovery Resources has actually sponsored a 5K where at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, they're hosting a whole 5K, and I'll be running one of my legs of the Goggins Challenge there. And then the last leg of the race is actually going to be in Lorain County that the Nord Center is sponsoring. And that's going to be at like a place called the Burr Oak Reservation by me. So, whether you can just donate, whether you want to, try and take on the whole challenge or get a couple of people with you, it's all about just, supporting the local organizations that fight these diseases and attack these causes. Or if you want to support me directly, obviously, through GoFundMe, I give 100% of the money to those two organizations, again, to fight drug and alcohol addiction and to support our veterans and help them with their mental health. So at the end of actually every 4 miles, I do the 22 push-ups. The 22 push-ups is there to represent the 22 veterans who commit suicide every day. And so I try and, bring it all together in those things and, push myself physically in hopes that, some people will, have personal connections or just want to support it. And so, yes, I'll get all those links posted, and, any way that you can help, whether it's a donation or running, is greatly appreciated.
Bret, that's awesome, man. It's such a good example of, us in the industry being able to give back, right? Like the industry definitely blesses us. Like we make great money selling cars and supporting the car industry. And man, it's such a cool example of how you can give back. I don't even know if I could do 4 miles in 48 hours total. So the fact that you're going to do it 4 hours, I mean, it's a crazy, I couldn't even imagine, man. It's awesome.
Well, that is
Well,
awesome.
thanks. I appreciate it.
Keep it up, buddy. Good to hear from you.
Thanks, man.